Yes, yes, yes. It is the Castworthy podcast. Back at you this fine evening. It is Wednesday, October 23rd. I am Last of a Dying Breed, aka, I'm sorry, Big Steve, aka Last of a Dying Breed on the Twitter machine, joined by EJ the Savage and the VP of Research. Good gentlemen, how does it go this fine evening?
How goes it?
What it do?
New look, new me.
Wagwan.
New look, who this?
See, you got your Cowboys hat on.
Little
And I also
something.
see someone rather is not here to take that Cowboys smoke right about now. You guessed it. No call, no show.
Did something happen this weekend? Is the reason why he didn't show up?
Yeah, something did happen this weekend. I mean, I don't know if you had a chance to watch some football this weekend, but Sunday night there was a massacre that took place.
There was one on Monday too.
And Monday. Oh yeah, Monday was bad.
It's real bad.
Sunday was it was pretty nasty, man. Which is telling why Senor E is not here. He pronounced himself questionable at 9:01 and then out at 9:05. So yeah, man.
IR for the rest of the week.
Yeah, he's on IR. I think he's just give him a call, man. Give him a wellness check call. Make sure everything's okay. He's not doing so good. Yeah, so we got a new look, man. It's been we're working on some new stuff here. It is the Castworthy podcast for the new and the existing listeners and followers. Just trying to build up content and get you guys as much content as possible. Availability, we can be found on YouTube just by searching Castworthy. Like there, share there. We appreciate that. Comment, any of that is useful. We can be found for listening purposes anywhere where podcasts are. Spreaker, www.spreaker.com, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Google Play Music. And Facebook, search Castworthy or Castworthy Podcast. Instagram, Castworthy. Twitter, Castworthy. You can search for them, and we're there, man.
YouTube.
We started with YouTube, but yeah, more YouTube than anything. Yeah, YouTube, you get to see this dashingly handsome young man right here in the green. Man, so it's Wednesday. Did I say Monday? I think I said Monday earlier. It's Wednesday.
I don't think you said today. I didn't hear you, but fine.
Okay. You guys, it's hump day. What you guys got going on, man? How's the week been so far? Any plans for the weekend?
I'm gonna see Maleficent with the Angelina Jolie. Anytime I get to see Angelina Jolie, you can kiss my ass. I'm going. But going to take the kids to see that, and supposed to be going to a wedding as well on Saturday. Hopefully there'll be an open bar reception, so I get real messed up, and then do it again on Sunday.
You're taking the new lady in your life with you to said wedding?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I can. I think that was kind of the plan, but I don't know. No, there's been some illnesses and stuff like that over on that side, so I don't know. That'll go down, but I'm going for sure.
She know the people that are getting married?
Nah, Nah, she would be my plus uno.
So you got a dilemma on your hand. You either take the young lady with, and you act civilized, or you go stag and you act savage.
Yeah, looking like the latter right about now so far. So I ain't mad at that either.
Savagery. VP, what's good?
Not much, man. The wife's been sick. Everybody who knows, who listens to the podcast, or if you're new to the cast, I'm a handicapped individual, so my wife has to give me a lot of assistance, and she was sick over the last week, so I kind of haven't been doing shit just because I didn't want to put any extra stress on her. So
Oh, aren't you romantic?
Yeah, man.
But you got her buffing your damn nails tonight in pre-production. Oh man. Oh, and yeah. For those who don't know, he's handicapped and likes to use that to his benefit.
Hey, you got to take advantage of that close parking spot.
He's definitely handy capable. He's one of those. try to play the card, the blue.
Let's hope he cuts the line at Disney. El Stevo, what do you got going on this weekend, buddy?
I think I'm gonna do fall festival joint out here. There's a spot out in the sticks. It's Claremont, Florida, and it's a nice little blueberry farm. But in the fall time, they do a low fall festival like those movies and shit, where they got food trucks and stuff for the kids, hayride, pumpkin patch. They got like a kid zone where they can jump in bouncy houses and shit like that. They got live music, motherfuckers playing fucking banjos and shit like that. So it's like, like one of those teen movie type shits. And, it's just a real nice look out there. So I think that's what the plan is for this weekend. Cowboys are on a bye, so no big loss there. I'll see that. I'll probably do that on Sunday. And, then just relax the rest of the week.
True indeed. Are you taking the boy with you, or are you going solo?
No, most definitely. I'm gonna take the kid with me, man. He's actually Friday. He's got his first Halloween costume party thing, so that'll be cool. He's going as Woody.
Woody,
yeah, from Toy Story.
Whose idea was that?
We went to buy costumes, and it was Woody, or it was some whack shit. So, the Woody joint came out. I was actually looking for something different, but I was gonna do him as Joker, get him the green hair and stuff. But I don't think he would have sat through getting the makeup done.
Nah. Yeah.
So he's got the straight hair. So
Oh man.
But nah, decided not to do that. He'll be Woody. I just ordered me, the pink bear from the movie. They're the pink bear in Toy Story.
Okay.
And ordered me a little shirt that says I'm huggable. So I'll be wearing that. Out that way, there's lots of what one might call snow bunnies.
Oh man. Horrible.
Yeah. Why are you lip syncing, VP?
Nah.
I'm gonna cut his mic and his video off. I ain't got time for this shit. Oh man. So what else, man? What do we got on the docket this eve? I know we talked about a few things, right?
Yeah. Firstly, Gina Gina Rodriguez, actress,
Mm-hmm.
Hispanic actress. She's been in a couple of joints. She's been in a couple of joints. Her most recent, she was in one of those shows. I forget one of those shows was like where she got pregnant. Jane the something.
Jane the Virgin.
Jane the
Oh,
Virgin, yeah. And then she was just in the movie Miss Bala. Um, I don't know if y'all saw that. I
No.
watched it a couple times. It wasn't good at all, but I watched it. I like her as an actress. But she recently came under fire as she was singing a Fuji song. And she was singing a part on an IG, singing to the lyrics. And when it came to singing the N word specifically,
mm-hmm.
she proceeded to sing it. And Twitter and the conscious black uh American hoteps and everyone got pretty pissed off about it and called her all these things, and she came out and had to apologize about it. And I thought it was something to discuss, especially being that some time ago Kendrick Lamar had stopped a young Caucasian young girl from reciting or saying the N word in his lyrics. And I know me and Steve had some thoughts about that some time ago. But I wanted to get everybody's thoughts on this, because it was, trending, and I think it raises a larger conversation about the N word and, saying the N word and culturally acceptance of the N word and where it comes from and all of those things. So I wanted to get you guys' opinion on that. I think the VP of research might have done his job a little bit at this point and did some research. So I think he should be able to say something about it. But I wanted to get you guys' opinions on it.
Is there video of her out there saying it?
There is. There is. It
Let's
may
see
have
if I can
been
find
put
it.
down by now, but there was for sure.
BP, what you got on it, man? I'll let you go first while I try to find this video.
Well, I feel I feel two ways about this. One, although I'll put it out there before I start and say I'm somebody who uses the N word. I say nigger all the time, right? But I'm black, so they got to just fucking deal with it. It's one of those things that we can say like Ice Cube told Bill Maher when that whole thing happened a couple years back. That's our word now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me get that out there first. When I first heard about the situation, I kind of wish none of us would use it, right? And that's easy to say given what I just said about myself. However, I do wish that we wouldn't use the word. With that being said, though, I've never I don't really have a big problem with Hispanics using it, and this woman is Hispanic. They're almost black. Some people would argue they are black. Um, um, so I don't see a big deal with her using it. Now, if where we are as a society and a culture and a country, if things have changed to where this could hurt her in a business sense from since she's an actress, whether or not it could stop her from getting gigs or producing, directing, whatever, etc., then I think that she probably should have come out and apologized like she did, so that way she's not hurting her financial opportunities. But personally, I don't necessarily see anything wrong with this particular person saying it, given the ethnicity. If this was, you know, Gina Sampson, right? And she said this shit, I'll be like, yo, it's a flag on the play. You all the way fucking wrong. And, I'll be raising hell. Gina Rodriguez said it. I don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah, for me, I've been trying for sometimes trying to make a conscious effort not to say the word at all. I fail miserably sometimes. Um, but I had a problem with it when Jay-Z came out and said, we're taking this word back. I remember that Bill Maher episode where he got buck with with Q got buck with Bill Maher. I thought that was pretty
Mhm.
fucking funny. But and claim the word back. And I have to say that because there are still people today that are alive that our mothers and a little older than our mothers and fathers, like a gentleman that's a father figure to me who was in school in the 60s and participating in sit-ins, and the pain that I see in his face when he hears that word and he hears our generation use that word so frivolously, when it was used to cause him so much pain, kind of made me for some time now readjust that. I never really used it anyway prior to that, but it just because it was always something I was conscious about, and I never like to say it around other ethnicities, but I don't like that aspect of it. I think we kind of while we're trying to say we're claiming it back, we're kind of disregarding our elders and their feelings. But then going forward, let's say I do adopt it to the sense that we claim it, whatever, we take it back, whatever. I think we do a disservice in making it a double standard that we just walk around all day, anywhere, everywhere, and we say it, and then we're just like, well, white people can't say it, and it's just stupid because we put ourselves in that position to where you have these situations where somebody recites it in lyrics, and then we get mad. No one quotes Shakespeare poems and leaves out major lines. You know what I mean? It's like it's like no one says, Romeo, where art thou? You know what I mean? And then and skips it. So it's like, can we really be mad at her for quoting lyrics in one of her favorite songs? She's 35 years old. She grew up on the Fugees. You know what I mean? It's kind of like if they didn't want motherfuckers to say it, then they shouldn't have put it in the music. And it's art. But then going forward to your point, VP, I grew up around a lot of Hispanic and Latino people. I share some of that culture, even in my family. And if your history, you can argue that Latinos, depending on where they're from, and if they're Afro, Latino, whatever, they are black. And so I did not feel offended by her, especially for reciting lyrics she grew up on. She was reciting Lauryn Hill's part. You know what I mean? Like, who's really gonna, not really go through with it? And I think Black Twitter and all of them, you just need to stop. Shit that we raising hell about, and this is not one of them. You know what I'm saying? If she's 35 and she listens to the Fugees and she knows that shit by heart, she's good in my book. So yeah, but I think the larger conversation is, do we continue to use this word? Is it good? Because we are living in a society where we're trying to get more progressive and everything,
Right.
and then it's just like, we're going to continually say something just all frivolously around and anywhere and in public, because I'm in a city where I hear it being said so much in public, even around elders and white people. And it's just like, what purpose do we really have for it? um and like I said, again, historically, there are still people alive today that we can talk to and see how much that word truly hurt them. And even today, if you get called a nigga or whatever by someone with racist intent, it's gonna hurt. And I think it's just asinine that we know that, but we still choose to keep the word alive. And I guess until the day that we really truly are desensitized to it, no matter who says it, I think we should get rid of it.
And I think that those are some great points that you raised, EJ. And I never really thought about it from that context of, like you said, the older gentleman who lived through those times, And like me, for example, my grandma, she definitely lived through those times. She grew up in Mississippi before moving to Florida. So, we've heard horror stories, when we were kids and stuff, Um, so that definitely kind of made me think different about it. And it's funny how, like, I'll talk to people when it's election time about voting, and I'm like, yo, it's people who fucking died, so you have the right to vote. And you motherfuckers will stand in line for 3 hours to get some Jordans, but won't stand in line 10 minutes to vote. And that kind of shit pisses me off, but I don't really make that connection with the word, with that word. So I'm glad that you mentioned that. Another thing with this situation, it kind of reminded me of the Me Too movement in the sense of people taking certain things too far. And I know we all remember the Aziz, I can't remember Aziz Ansari situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had the Aziz Ansari situation where it kind of seems like this was a bad date, and the lady involved tried to classify it like as a Me Too, I was sexually assaulted, type of situation. And that's how I feel with this Gina Rodriguez situation. I feel like people on Black Twitter and some people who are the professionally offended are out there, just looking for something to be offended for everybody, to get an apology over something that, to me, at best is bullshit. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Go ahead, Steve.
So she's Puerto Rican. I'm not gonna say that makes it any better. I just watched the video, and I think when you look at the video, actually I'll put it in the chat so you guys can see it. I don't think it's so much that she just was like, front niggas give me heebie-jeebies, blah blah blah, right? It was like she said it, and then she like kind of laughed, like giggled at the end type shit. She was like, believe me, front niggas give me heebie-jeebies. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she kind of knew she shouldn't have been fucking saying it. You know what I'm saying? That's where I think they gave her a hard time. The way I look at it, and I get it, elders and people that get offended and shit like that. To me, I grew up in an area. I didn't grow up in the South. I grew up in the Northeast, just like EJ, and where we're from, it's not broken down like here, where, down here in Florida, when I first moved here, I was culture shocked because, the Black people were like, they don't fuck with Spanish people, and I look Spanish, so they was like, I don't know if we fuck with you. And then on the other side, the Spanish people were like, oh, you Black, you know what I'm saying? In the North, you one of three things: you white, Black, or Spanish. Like, they don't break down Cuban, Ecuadorian, Mexican. Like, it's there, but it's not like down here where people actually talk about it, like where people get super frustrated. You know what I mean? Where if you call somebody Puerto Rican and they're Dominican or they're Cuban down here, it's like, no, you know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here. It's not like that up there. And really, people don't break it down. It's you Spanish, like, from when I was growing up. I have a lot of Puerto Rican friends, and, it doesn't bother me when they say it, because that's just how we grew up. Like, we grew up in a time where, that word was giving somebody praise. You know what I mean? Like, you my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Basically, like, yo, you my boy. I would rather somebody be like, yo, you my nigga, than whatever the alternative is, because that I know where that's coming from. To the point where, it's even to the point where people say, like, that's my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, I know everyone has said that or heard that in the past, right? I can see where people get frustrated and upset. And if you live in the deep South, you live in Alabama, you live in, wherever, it's, what's the word I'm looking for? Somewhat, I don't want to say it's segregated, but, they they don't get along. Like when I moved here, when black people and Puerto Ricans or black people and Spanish people were not getting along, like I was like, what the fuck is this? Everybody's it's the same struggle. The same struggle against fucking Trump and his peoples. And that's the way it is, you know. Um the slight difference I think, which I noticed down here, is I do have a friend that got arrested here. He's Puerto Rican. When he got arrested, everything went into the computer as white. So they see them as white. You know what I mean? Um, I don't know if that makes any difference or what have you. But yeah. So
But back
it
to
doesn't bother me, man.
your point about her singing it on IG, like, you know, she's 35 years old. She's Puerto Rican. I don't know where she's from by the states, but you know, women get on IG and then they sing lyrics to shit all the time, and then they're directed at men. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll say some shit from Cardi B or Meg Thee Stallion or whatever, and they could be, you know, sneak dissing a dude or whatever like that. So I mean, I looked at it, it was just like she was like fronting, just give me heebie-jeebies, like probably talking about some dude that she trying to flex on, some dude that, you know, she caught smashing the model extra or whatever, you know. And it's just like, why would somebody with racist intent go out their way, knowing they're a minority in this country, by the way, go out their way to sing a Fuji song in mean malicious intent? Like how many races really know Fuji's lyrics and then are gonna use the Fuji's as ammunition? It's just like, come on, Black Twitter, man, like cut the shit, you know. But it's just like, you know, it's one of those things. I think, you know, like y'all said, it's a little bit much to do about nothing. And I think overall, man, we as a people, we can't cry about everything and then not hold ourselves to the same standards. Like VP was saying, you know, people cry about people not voting and exercising their right due to what their ancestors did. But you also got to remember your ancestors were being called nigger as they were being lynched and all these other things. And for us to be so, you know, so blatantly insensitive to that fact and just say, well, we're just going to claim the word and we can say it, you know, you still give that word life in a sense, because we're saying it, we're running around saying it, and we're keeping it alive by saying, well, we can say it but y'all can't say it. It's just like, well, is it ever going to be a time where everybody's going to be able to say it, or is it just going to be, you know, this is how it's going to be forever and ever? It's just like, why not just not say the word? So I don't know, man. It's one of those things to me that it just doesn't make sense, and especially in this case.
Yeah. And I think to your point, it's also, you know, when you say saying it around white people or whatever, it's you have to know your audience and you have to know where you're who's around you, right? So I see people that are, you know, from the hood or whatever, and you know they get around people that are corporate, you know, in the corporate world, and they're dropping it, or they're at work and they're dropping it. Like that's you know, that's just showing, to me, that's showing sheer ignorance, you know. um so if you're going to use it, you know, and you use it around your homies or use it around your peoples, I get it. Even if you have like that white, because there's always the crazy white boy that grew up in the hood. Like, you know what I mean? Every hood has the crazy white boy, like Tommy from Power type shit, you know, and you know, and if that's accepted in your circle, like, hey, it is what it is. That's your circle. But generally, in most cases, you know, white boys that have been accepted to say that know that once they go outside of their circles or they're around, you know, 50 other black niggas, that they can't or they shouldn't be like, you know, yo nigga, you know what I'm saying? Run to the store and give me some juice, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the other 50 motherfuckers is gonna be like, this nigga just say nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the way it goes, man.
But the thing is that the thing is that the people who are offended by things like this with Gina Rodriguez, they're not consistent, right?
Right.
Because EJ brought up a name. I bet those same people not giving Cardi B no smoke. And she says nigga in her music. They don't say shit to Fat Joe. He says it in his music. You see what I'm saying? So why is Gina Rodriguez getting all the flack when a Cardi B, who is one of, if not the biggest female rapper right now, why is she not getting no smoke? You see what I'm saying? So and what's even crazier about that, when you talk about the consistency, I remember when Beyonce was getting flack when she said it in a song, and Cardi B says it and it's nothing. Beyonce's fucking black. You know what I'm saying? And so if these people are going to make points like that, you know, where the word is just off limits, nobody can say it unless you're black or at all, you know, whatever their stance is going to be, then you got to be consistent across the board. You can't pick and choose, you know, when you're outraged. You know what I mean? And that's the problem with people who spend their time being professionally offended. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And there's no consistency.
Yep. I can agree 100%. I'm so fucking tired of this cancel culture shit that Black Twitter tries to fucking get everybody with. Like, it's like it's so frustrating, man. Like, you're canceling the wrong fucking people, man, and you're exerting all this fucking energy. Exert that energy towards the motherfuckers that's out there killing each other. You know what I mean? You wearing the free Tukey shirts. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You still supporting this nigga, but you mad at somebody for dropping an M-bomb. You know what I'm saying? Little Ray down the street, you know, these kids are getting shot in Chicago. There's babies getting shot in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? And people not outraged about that. They're not putting their energy towards stopping that. They're more worried about, you know what, let me get on social media and try to cancel this person. The fuck out of here. Get up and get a job and go make some money like whoever it is that you're trying to cancel.
Yeah, and a lot of these people, unfortunately, and I like to say this often, and we can move on from here if we like, but, you know, I'm paraphrasing, but Carter G. Woodson said, you know, in the 30s, I believe, you know, like, and I'm paraphrasing, like, but college educated people get their degrees and they never come back. And I don't mean just college educated, but educated people get their degrees and they get up and they never come back to do anything. And a lot of these people that you see driving the narrative of cancel culture are the same people that go to the CBC in DC, pay hundreds of dollars just to, you know, elbow it up with celebrities and go to the club, but really don't do shit for anybody that really needs it. And, you know, like you said, Steve, you know, these are the same people like from places like here that get themselves ahead and then they leave and they know that their cousin that they see at the family reunion at the cookout ain't doing shit. And it's like, you know, when are we going to be accountable for ourselves, you know, as a people? And I think that's just a larger conversation that's tied into this. If you hate the word nigga, complain, like VP said, don't dance to Cardi B then. Don't, you know, don't encourage, don't like it when rappers say it. You know, if you're really just going to be mad at the word, you know, cancel it altogether.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, so VP, you grew up in Miami, right? Where, you know, Haitians, Cubans, etc. And you know, to where me and VP, where me and EJ were. God, it was different. So like down there, is it that different, or, you know, separated or segregated, that, you know, if a Cuban was, if a, you know, there's a bunch of black people standing around and they see a Cuban or hear a Cuban say it, that it would you know, cause people to go crazy or cause outrage?
When I was growing up, I don't remember like Hispanic people saying it. So, you know, I can't speak on it with with any kind of authority. Actually, that's not true. When I got to high school, I started noticing it, but I didn't see people being outraged by it. And I think, like I said earlier, I think a lot of people in Black culture see Hispanic people as being like us, because like EJ said, you have Afro Latinos, and even though you might have people, the Hispanic people who look Hispanic, not the ones who look Black, they're those folks are kind of looked at as being like our version of red bones. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
so that's why I don't think it's necessarily a problem with Spanish folks saying it, right? Because a lot of those people who come from those Latin American countries, be it Dominican Republic, Cuba, Puerto Rico, etc., a lot of them people came from the same places that our ancestors came from. They just got dropped off at a different stop on the boat. You see what I'm saying? So, their struggle has been our struggle, and our struggle has been their struggle. And so I think that's why the majority of us, probably don't get upset when we hear a Spanish person or Latino person use the word, whereas we fly off the handle with white folks. And I'm not saying that it's right or wrong, but it's what it is, but at the end of the day, with this situation overall, I think that people are hugely overreacting over this and blowing this thing way out of proportion.
Indeed. So check this out. I want to do this real quick. This is kind of how it was said. Let's see if it plays right.
Niggas give me heebie-jeebies. Niggas give me heebie-jeebies.
Right? It kind of cut off the laugh on that video, but there was I wish I had a better video of it. But yeah, it was just a laugh at the end that was just funky as fuck, man. But we could beat that fucking dead horse all night if we really wanted to. And end of the day, I think we all understand that it's really not that big a deal.
And see, and Steve, you just fucked up, right?
Because
talking about beating a dead horse, and when the podcast come out, like the animal rights people gonna get on us. You see, it's like this is the shit. This is the shit I'm talking about. You know what I mean? And sometimes like people can take a good thing too far, right? Yeah. Okay, it's cool. I don't have a pet. I'm not really into pets, right? But
oh shit.
A motherfucker, takes their dog on a run and doesn't bring a bottle of water to give the dog some water, and somebody's gonna go with fucking ape shit. Maybe somebody's walking the dog and he won't come, so they pull a leash and yank him. Somebody's gonna go crazy. Like it's like people are just looking for shit to be offended about. That's why I keep using the term professionally offended, because it's like they make a career out of this shit.
Yeah.
Facts.
Absolutely. So have you guys heard, kind of switching gears here a little bit, EJ, you sent us a topic earlier about, which really fucking makes me crazy when I read it. I'm not going where y'all think I'm going. I know where y'all want me to go.
Oh shit.
So Always, the tampon company, they removed the woman symbol from their tampons to observe transgenders. Right? Let's put that into perspective. Let me repeat that so that you can hear what took place. Always, the tampon company. Tampons, we know what tampons are. They go in women, and women have removed the women logo in out of respect and to observe transgenders, men who dress like women, who don't use tampons. Right? Am I off for thinking that Our society is fucked up. What is going on in this world where people are offended by a logo on a fucking box? A box of tampons. It's not like, all right, so it's not like, the little black kid with H&M wearing the, cutest monkey in the jungle shirt. You know what I
Nope.
mean? It's not like they got fucking big lick Bodie on fucking the fried chicken box or something, shake and bake or something like that. You're removing a woman symbol from a product that was designed specifically for use by women. Am I off?
So yeah, I mean they removed the Venus, and even if you remember, they used to have in the commercial, "I'm your Venus, I'm your goddess," all of that, and they've been doing it for 30+ years. Venus, the goddess, there. And I had to look, man. I had to look it up. Can trans men have menstrual cycles? I've seen things that they said they can. I guess the larger thing is here, this company has been doing something for 30 years, catering to women. And I think what you're alluding to, Steve, is to the sense that having the symbol on there was not a direct and intentional disregard or slander or malice towards that community. It's just what they've been doing long before this was common knowledge, common to the people, common to the society. Times have changed. Yes. Does that mean they should consider changing their original intent for what their product representation is on that logo? No. I mean, it doesn't restrict you from buying the product. It doesn't restrict you from using the product if you need to in that regard. And they didn't make this product and market it this way to deter you. I think VP is on to something about professional protesters. What is it?
Professionally offended.
Professionally offended. I think while we try to be very inclusive, at least me and VP try to be very inclusive on this podcast.
This guy.
I just kind of wonder, at the same time, while you can argue for inclusiveness and everything, where do people of their identity, which if you were born a certain gender and you identify with that gender. So if I'm born male and I identify male, that's what they call cisgender male and cisgender female. Where do we have the lane to just be appreciated in our identity? And I don't know, man, because I don't know. I can't say that I don't understand why they're offended, because they could be very well offended, but that was not the intent.
I'm not doing this with you.
That was not the
Making me
intent.
mad.
No, I'm just saying that was not the intent of the packaging. That was not the intent of the Venus. And so it's just like, when do we as a society kind of just be like, yo, it wasn't slander towards you. This is how it's been. Not everything has to fit to your agenda. What about the women that like it that way? What about the women that have been using this product and like it that way? What about the women that want to have something for them as women? Just because you're not included, does that mean you have to have everything now catered to you? Because it wasn't that it was made to not include them. It wasn't like it was made derogatory towards them. It's not like you can't use the product. But because you don't feel included, why is everything now all about you? You know what I mean? I just don't. I think it's bigger than the gender and the identity. Everything is not about you. I think we're in a society, and you see it with the millennials. I see it with people, not even that young. There's just a mindset that everybody thinks that everything is about them, that everything that they do has to worry and revolve around them. You often see people saying, well, this is just the way I am, you got to deal with it. No, actually we don't. There is a part of
We have
society.
the right not to have the same beliefs as you, not to fucking listen. A fucking tampon, when you look up what it is, it says it goes inside the vagina. It goes in vaginas. Like these are transgenders are men. Men don't have vaginas until after surgery. But here's the biggest part to it. For me, how many transgenders, right? Just being sensitive in a sense, right? Because I know you guys feel that I'm not sensitive. Being sensitive. How many transgenders do you think were sitting around like, motherfucking always? How dare they only put a fucking women sign on the goddamn tampons? How many transgenders are out there buying tampons? Tell me that. Like that's where I don't understand why we're making, as a society, we're making a big deal out of shit that makes no fucking sense, man. And these companies, it's just people that are looking for easy paydays and looking for ways to fucking be offended to get on the news and shit like that. It just makes no fucking sense, man. It makes no sense to me. I don't know. I guess VP dropped because we couldn't hear him again. But yeah, man, I like to be inclusive like you guys, and I like to make sure that I'm not being too out there, but I can't get on board with this one, man. I just can't. I can't do it.
So I definitely understand what you're saying, Steve. On this particular issue, regarding the tampons. I feel like I kind of agree with both of you, right? Where it's not like always, we're making their packages to make people feel some type of way. This company's been in business for decades, I'm assuming, and transgender women or I'm not sure which is which, but whatever. Anyway, like transgender folks were not a part of who they thought they were making this product for X amount of years ago when this company started, right? So I don't think that they meant to offend anybody with their packaging. This is the way they've always done the package. So this is the way that they've continued to do the packaging, right? Mm-hmm. With that said, however, we live in a free society, right? And people have the right to vote with their dollars. So if transgender women who have transitioned and menstruate don't like the fact that always puts the Venus symbol on the packaging, they can buy another brand. They can buy Tampax or Walmart brand or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to buy always. And then maybe always, when they're doing their meetings, will say, man, we've noticed sales have gone down X%. What do we think that's leading to? And they do a focus group or however the fuck companies figure this kind of shit out. And then they come back and say, it seems like transgender people don't like this fucking thing. Let's change the box, but to kind of, go at them like this, I think it's a little bit much, right? And I get that people want to have people want to be recognized for who they are in our society, and we're more woke and all that kind of stuff like that. The other thing that I would say, since I am the VP of research, just to kind of give you an idea of where this came from, what's been happening recently is that people have been talking about the so-called, I don't want to use the word so-called because it is an actual thing, the tampon tax.
Way to be sensitive.
And essentially, the tampon tax has kind of been trending because a lot of women have been saying that states that have a tampon tax needs to get rid of it because it's unfair to them. And just to let everyone know what the tampon tax is, essentially, most states tax all tangible personal property, but makes exemptions for select quote unquote necessities that are non-luxury items, right? So things that are considered necessities usually include groceries, food stamp purchases, medical purchases, prescriptions, prosthetics, some over-the-counter drugs, clothes, and agricultural supplies. And so what happens is that there's no value added tax added on to items that are considered these necessities. But tampons are not taxed in that way. They're taxed with that value added tax in certain states. And so women have been saying they think that this is bullshit. You know, we get a period every month. So well, not we, but they.
I knew it. I knew that's why you be acting funny.
They're saying, hey, look, you know, they have a period every month, and these items are necessities, and so they should be exempt from this tax like other items that are considered necessities are. And so that's kind of been trending over the last week or so. And then I think the transgender folks with the always thing kind of saw that popping and was like, yo, let me jump on this fucking boat, you know, and get my issue on the table as well and get our shit trending on top of the tampon tax thing. So that's kind of where that thing came from. If you're listening to the cast and wondering what the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah, I still don't think that makes any. It doesn't make it right. It still doesn't make it right. It's God. I just don't.
So
I
you
don't,
think that the tampon should be taxed higher?
No.
I knew what you talking about.
I don't care if they tax tampons, man.
Oh, you would, because it's coming out of your household account there. Coming out of your household account there, buddy.
Man, my taxes go other places that I don't agree with. So I mean, if I can keep, never mind. That would just. We're just so soft, man. We're so soft as a fucking society. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. I feel bad for the future, man. I feel bad for our kids. They're in for a good one. All right. Fuck it. Let's go ahead and move right along. We're gonna be toxic. We may as well go ahead and just keep going. You know what? Let me see if I can find. You guys go ahead and EJ, I'm gonna let you introduce it because I don't.
So
While I look for the video, I don't want to get in trouble.
So yeah, the R&B singer, formerly known as Tank, now known
still known as Tank, right?
No, I'm calling him Tank. No,
what'd you call him?
I'm calling him Tank. Yeah, man. This dude recently on the Angela Yee podcast, Lip Service, was talking about something.
Keep that name of the podcast in mind, folks.
Yeah, Angela Yee, Lip Service. I don't know the context of the conversation, but I caught I do realize that there was some element of it. He was trying to say that basically he was trying to use examples to debunk that, something is not exactly what it seems.
Hey, EJ.
Yeah.
Can I just jump in real quick just to give you a little bit of the context?
Yeah, why not? Fine.
So one of the women on the Lip Service podcast with Angela Lee and some of the other ladies,
Angela
was talking about like cheating and how men lie and things like that. And she was like, men be lying all the time. Her dude or somebody she knows, I'm not sure if it was her guy or just a guy she knows, was lying about some situation. And so Tank was like, well, just because he lied doesn't mean he's a liar. And the ladies ask him, like, what do you mean? If he's lying, he's a liar, you know? And so Tank says, well, you know, I did some work in my kitchen or something like that. That don't mean I'm a construction worker, you know? And then the ladies flip it on him, and Angela Yee says, well, if a guy sucked the dick, does that make him gay? And then the whole thing started.
And so he goes and says, well, a dude can suck one and then, you know, and then go and suck another one and be like, no, I don't like the taste. That don't mean he's gay. And what did your commanding officer in the Marines always say, VP?
So my old staff sergeant in the Marines used to tell me, you can build 100 bridges. You could build 100 bridges, but if you suck one dick, you'll always be a cocksucker. Basically meaning, didn't matter how much good you did, if you fuck up once, you're always known for the fuck up.
So I think he said specifically, if the guy sucks one dick and is unsure if he likes it and sucks another dick, that don't make him gay. Bruh, you don't know if you like dick after the first time that shit. First of all, I don't think I need dick to hit my lips for me to know whether I like this shit or not. Like,
I don't know. I don't even know how you even get there. You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, I mean, I just want to know where he was going with that. Like, you know, I get everything that led up to it, but no, man, certain shit you just fall on the sword. Certain shit you just be like, yo, like, come on, yo, like, what kind of bait and switch shit are y'all pulling? What kind of shit are y'all doing, man?
Exactly.
Then he follows up by saying people are homophobic about his comments.
Well, all these dudes are starting to trip and fall out the closet because didn't Malik Yoba say some shit about it's not gay because he like transsexual women?
So with the homophobic joint, from my understanding of that, like people were hitting him up like on his social media saying like a bunch of like homophobic shit to him, and I'm thinking that's where the homophobic comment came from. Okay. I don't know if he was talking about Angela Yee and her girls.
Oh no, I wasn't saying that.
Oh, okay. As far as where he was going, you know, like I kind of said in our pre-production meeting, you know, I think what happened here is that he's basically trying to, you know, ride for the dudes, right? For the fellas, where the chick is like, "Oh, men be lying."
You're not riding for me, dog. Let me tell you that.
You know, so the girl is like, "Oh, men be lying." You know, he's like, "Well, just because he lied once, he's not a liar." You know, if I did construction, if I you know did some work in my kitchen, it don't make me a construction guy. And then the lady flips it on him and brings up the dick sucking thing. And instead of doing like EJ said and just be like, man, y'all tripping or some shit like that, he tries to keep going with it to make his point, you know. But that I think you probably got to just be like, all right, touche, you know, and keep it moving, you know,
or claim harassment or something like you got out of context. I don't feel comfortable anymore. I'm up for this interview because you know it's like you doubling down when you talking about he could try one and then don't like the taste. Like my like, what do you mean the taste? Like, what do you mean? Like, what?
Yeah, we're not talking about chicken. Great news, guys.
I'm not. Let's dig into it, right? Okay.
He did.
He sucked the dick once, right? Mm-hmm. And then he's like, I'm not sure if I liked it or not.
Let me try it again.
Let me try it again. And then he says, you know what? It's not for me. Don't like the taste. You see what I'm saying?
Don't like the taste. We're not talking about chicken. We talking about dicking.
Well, you know what?
Dick in his jaw.
Dick in his jaw. How you made a bar out of chicken and
because she's an artist at heart. It's natural. It comes natural.
But it doesn't mean he's gay. It means he sucked dick twice.
Okay. So just for the sake of your argument, that's okay.
I don't need to be that right, fam. I just don't need to be that right. I just don't need to be that right. Like if he sucked dick once and he had sucked dick twice, I think I'm leaning towards the fact that he might be gay. I just, or bi-curious or whatever you want to call it. He didn't have to be that right, fam. Like you just let that go. Like just stop.
Hey, you right, EJ, and that's happened to me in my personal life. Like I used to always say, "Oh, I don't think men and women can be friends," right? And then my wife was like, "Well, what about your homegirl? This girl I know from my time in the Marines. She's like one of my best friends, And she's like, "So what about y'all? Should I be worried?" And I was like, "Well, nah. You see, And then I had to just let that shit go because
Cool. You just gotta let it go.
I had to let it go.
The moral of the story here is you ain't always got to be right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like that old country song goes. You got to know when to fold them.
When to fold them.
Dog. If somebody listen, it's dick number 2 is what makes you gay. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like the first dick. First of all, even if you're thinking about sucking dick, if it ain't for like $1 million, you know what I'm saying? Like, it better be an indecent proposal, dog. Like, you gonna pay my house off, my car, put my kid through school.
Oh my goodness!
Like for real, like it got to be something like that. Like there ain't no way I'm gonna just be like, you know what? Shit, I ain't gay, but I wonder was like suck a dick. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh
you know
man.
what?
No offense to I mean, listen.
I'm not sure. After that first one, let me try another. Like, no, it's not chips, dog. Like I didn't just hand you the fucking Popeye's chicken sandwich. Oh my god, dick number 2 makes you gay, dog. Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, and I mean it's not offensive because people that are gay know that they are gay, and that's what.
There's nothing wrong with being gay. There's nothing.
That motherfucker, what he's talking about, nah, you just know.
Yeah,
you just had to fall in the sword on that one, man.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there's oh, he fell on the sword, mouth first. Fucking twice. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being gay. And if you the type of person that believes that you're gay from, when you're born anyway, then before you even get to dick number 1. Because you was born that way. You know what I'm saying? Just depends on your beliefs.
Wow.
Yeah. Tank is wilding though, man. No offense though, because we appreciate everybody.
He's definitely wilding on that one, bro.
Yeah.
Definitely wilding on that one, man.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Man, it's some crazy life choices.
What a soundbite, yo.
Yeah, man.
What a fucking soundbite, man. I tell you.
Yeah, maybe. Nah, you know what? I'm not even going to try and dissect it. It's not making sense out of that. None whatsoever. NBA season started last night. Let's transition to that.
You should have the fucking Kawhi Leonard laugh.
Did you seen the Terminator commercial though? That they
did?
Yeah.
That was well done. That was well done.
Yeah, the acting was terrible, obviously.
Oh my god, it was terrible, yo.
They're basketball players, but I mean, I liked when she came on. When Sarah Connor came on, and she was like, "You got that fucking." What'd she say? You got that damn alien laugh or some shit like that. Oh, that was pretty funny. But,
yo, Paul George is in there like, he's like, "Oh, I'm seeing twins." Like, Q, Paul, talk now. Like, yo, that shit was horrible, yo.
Yeah.
But the insertion of the laugh, though, oh my gosh, that shit was hilarious, yo. I could not I could not maintain myself on that one, yo.
Yeah.
That was funny, yo. Kawhi's laugh, they did a good job marketing that one.
Yeah.
That was good shit. But yeah, man. Lakers lost. I went to sleep. Somebody tell me about it.
Lakers were up actually for the bulk of the game, and the Clippers got some fucking firepower, man.
Yeah.
I started to actually look at the team, because all they talk about is Paul George, Kawhi, Paul George, Kawhi, Paul George, Kawhi. And you forget about the pieces that they had before those two motherfuckers got there. And they didn't give nothing up to get these guys. So, I mean, they had Lou Williams, right? So Lou Williams is still over there, 6-man god. The dude is like, he's a 30-point guy on any given night. He can go for 50 on him, right? Montrezl Harrell, who's balled the fuck out last year at the center spot or power forward spot, however they played him. And fucking they even had what's his face? Patrick Beverly that comes off of the bench. So you got your defense, you got depth at guard, you got your two superstars, you got a big man that can eat, and they're a solid team, man. And I think the Lakers, they kind of lacked depth, solid depth. Obviously, I mean, what made me realize that they lack depth? When I seen Jared Dudley playing for them.
Yeah. And that still begs the question, like, if Melo's your guy, how do you get Jared Dudley versus Melo?
Right. Exact. I mean, and I think that comes down to knowing that, he's toxic. You know what I'm saying? Like he's clearly a toxic individual. If, he, in Denver, he looked great. He was a great player. He was still young and everything. But, when he left, George Karl came out and said some true shit, and gave us the reals behind what was going on. Kind of like the Antonio Brown in Pittsburgh thing, right? Maybe George Karl was just covering up the toxicity behind Carmelo Anthony for all those years.
Well, George Karl was always heralded as a dick too, but yeah.
Yeah, and then he goes to New York, and we see, he can't coexist with Amari Stoudemire. He's, later in the career, and this is just fast forwarding to not talk too long and make it too drawn out. He ends up sitting out due to injury, but then plays in the All-Star game, and then after the All-Star game, comes back and sits out for injury again. Right? Then he gets traded to Detroit, and he doesn't even show up. As if he's too good. Like, I think that's worse than Iverson saying he's not coming off the bench. What do you guys think?
You talking about Melo?
Like, Melo just not showing, like, you got traded to a team, you just not showing up.
I mean, yeah, I don't like it only because these guys, preach about, it's all about the team, et cetera, et cetera. And the team is saying, this is what we need you to do for us to be competitive. And you're saying, yeah, I'm not doing that, which means that you're essentially saying, I don't want us to be competitive, and, if it's all about doing everything you can do to win a championship, and if you coming off the bench is what it takes, then you got to do that. You gotta be able to sacrifice some for the better of your team, right? You look at a guy like Iguodala, right? Kerr tells him you got to come off the bench. I'm pretty sure he's like, "What the fuck? Like, I was the man in Philly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was the guy, and now you want me to be the sixth man? Yeah, now you want me to come off the bench, And he did that, and that team got better. Because now they have somebody who's the guy leading that second unit, when the starters are getting rest. And you don't got to worry about, oh, we're resting our starters, so now that means that 15-point lead we got is going to be cut to 3 because you got a guy out there who can actually carry the team while those main guys are getting reps. You got
playing against other backups.
Yeah, you got a guy out there who, when you get in that late third quarter, fourth quarter, and the guys, your Klay Thompson or your Draymond is in foul trouble, you can insert him and there not be a drop in the action, So I think Melo was wrong for that. In regards to the Clippers, what Steve was saying, the Clippers, I think if they can continue to play well and gel and all that stuff like that, I think they're going to be a very dangerous squad. And the reason why I say that is that you look at a team like Miami when they brought together Wade, Bosh, and LeBron, right? And they put those guys together with a couple of decent players and some has-beens. And because of those guys' greatness,
or has been,
because of the greatness of those guys, they're able to make other players great. The Clippers, like Steve just said, already had good pieces. These guys aren't, has-beens chasing a ring, And now you bring in the greatness of a Kawhi and a Paul George, which is going to elevate those dudes' game. And, barring injury, that Clippers team can be extremely dangerous.
Yeah, I echo all your sentiments. Yeah, in regarding Melo, man, my thing with him was, it was like you became this one-dimensional player where at some point physically you stopped playing above the rim, you started becoming a shooter, and you missed a lot. You became a volume shooter, and he would have nights with the Knicks 4 for 24, 5 27, something crazy like that. And it's like they even started coining this phrase for him, because prior to this, I don't remember hearing anybody being called this a pure scorer. Like, he's a pure scorer. Like, no, man. I mean, when you're taking 40 shots a game and you're missing a lot of them, it's just ridiculous. And to not want to come off the bench at one point, you're ultimately tarnishing your legacy, because you're not playing right now, and you still probably could still play and then contend for a championship. But yeah, it is what it is. It's funny how Eagles fans right now are pulling out the 76ers, and it's only week 8. Dude, y'all lost to the Cowboys, one game. It's not like you're a Jets fan or anything, or dare I say it, a Dolphins fan. Man, let's switch gears, man.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't say it.
Yeah, Monday night.
We're not as bad as the Jets.
Shit, that's to be determined. Monday night.
I'll say it again, EJ. We're losing on purpose. What's you guys' excuse?
I tell you, Monday night. I tell you, the Jets franchise, and I want to go on this tirade. Jets franchise has suffered for the last 10 years, maybe more, for having shitty general management. I remember when people were giving Mike Tannenbaum the blues, when this guy actually brought us to 2 AFC championships. And then from there, we had Idzik, who was, had it build his rep in Seattle, was getting us cap space, was trying to do some things. We didn't give him time. And then we go to this guy, Mike McCagnon, who just drafted horribly. Majority of his draft picks are busts and out of the league. And then I'm looking at this situation where we got Adam Gase, where we could have had Mike McCarthy, a Super Bowl winning coach. And because McCagnon did not want a McCarthy-like guy who acts sort of like a GM in certain instances, we're stuck with Gase, who sucked as a coach before, shows that he has really no offensive genius whatsoever. We made an infamous trade with the Colts to move up to get Sam Darnold, who I've said time and time again, and I hope I'm wrong. I was not a big fan of his. The Colts get Nelson, who's an all-pro guard, which the last time we drafted offensive linemen, it was in 2006 when we got Mengel and DeBrickashaw Ferguson, who are going to be 2 Hall of Famers. And the Colts are balling right now. We had Teddy Bridgewater. Colts are balling right now. It's just like I just don't get it, man. And you see Sam Darnold mic'd up talking about he's seeing ghosts. And it's crazy because I'm debating with other Jets fans. They're defending this dude's play, 4 interceptions, 1 fumble, sack fumble, and they're defending this play. And then you look at all of the shit that Lamar Jackson gets and that he got, and all of the yardage and all of the things that he's doing. Teddy Bridgewater, same thing. It's just like it makes me sick. As a Jets fan, I'm sick. That's all I got.
Oh, I can't say much about the Jets because the Cowboys lost to them, but the Jets are fucking ass, man.
Feel free, man. Feel free.
God, I don't understand how one week you can come out and show your ass, and you know what? Here's the biggest problem with the Jets, right? Le'Veon Bell had what? 4 pass attempts Monday night?
Pass catch?
No,
catches.
No, attempts.
Oh.
Not catches, attempts. If he went like 4 for 16, and it was defended well, you can't do shit about that. But you brought this guy in who...
You said Le'Veon Bell?
Yes.
Or Sam Darnold?
Le'Veon Bell, your running back?
Oh, fuck.
The guy that they should be throwing the ball to at least 15 times a game, easily out of the backfield.
I think you said pass attempts, so you're making us think that he was trying to throw. Do you mean targets?
Yeah, targets.
Oh, okay.
Right.
That's what's confusing EJ.
I was like, huh? I watched this shit. I don't remember him throwing the ball. I was like, it got bad. Yeah, damn.
It was a flea flicker to Floyd.
Pass attempts.
So, all right. Let me confirm to be sure exactly how many targets he had, because you guys don't, can't fucking think outside the box. Dissect normal English. Trying to be professionally offended. All right. So Le'Veon Bell had...
I don't think he had any targets.
No, he did. He had 1 for 4 for 6 yards. So 4 targets. He caught 1 for 6 fucking yards, right? He had 15 carries for 70 yards. And you guys, you didn't go back to the well on him. Even when you guys ended up beating the Cowboys the week before, I think he only had 1 target that game, right? So that's part of the problem. You got Adam Gase, who's the quarterback whisperer, who when he was in allegedly, when he was in Chicago, he made sure that Tyreek Hill was getting the ball. Tariq Cohen was getting the ball out of the backfield. He made sure fucking Matt Forte was eating his ass off. No homo. And then he went to Miami, and Kenyon Drake was eating out of the backfield. Now you get a running back who is known for his pass catching ability, his ability to blow past the coverage and make these plays and these catches. And he had 5 attempts in 2 games. Granted, you guys won, but against the Cowboys, he had 1 target for 3 yards, and he had 14 carries for 50 yards and a touch. So, you know what I mean? And then you guys play against the Patriots, and he gets 4 targets, 1 for 6 yards. There's your problem. There's your problem. You're trying to make this quarterback, Sam Darnold, the guy that's going to win all your games. When you brought in, how much did you guys pay this motherfucker for you not to be using him? Your coach got to go, man. It's the play call.
I 100% agree, Steve. It's like Gase is trying to reinvent the wheel. You literally have a guy on your team that sat out a whole season because of how much he was being utilized and then being underpaid based on the value and what the team was using him for. And then he gets on the Jets, and they're not using him. They're not using him, or they're not using all of the things he brings to the game. Because this guy is a great passing receiver or catching receiver. He has great. I mean, not receiver, running back. He has great hands for a running back. He's a great runner in his own right. And they're not using him the way that he should be used. And I get it that Darnold got hurt, right? But at the same time, your game plan should be, we gotta feed fucking Le'Veon, right? Regardless if it's Sam Darnold or the backup guy, right? And by feeding Le'Veon, it's gonna open up the other shit. It's gonna open up the play action, the screen game.
Yo, if you don't get your fucking mic fixed.
Yeah, I just think though, yeah, man, as much as I bash Sam Darnold, primarily for this game, because I think he just looked weak the entire game. Throwing bullshit interceptions, just not even trying to make smart football plays. I'm just trying to figure out how it is that the Cowboys ran the exact same defense the Patriots did, and everything went to shit. And you guys are right. It is the coaching, it's preparedness, it's the culture, it's the motivation, it's the lack thereof. And I tell you what, I think we also made another grave mistake in getting Douglas from Philly. Think about it this way, and I've always said this: if a GM is that good, why would a team let him go? If a GM is that good, because there was a point in time in Philly, I don't know, and I mean, I wish Senor E was here to confirm or deny, but I don't know that Douglas had so much to do with this Super Bowl team. A lot of those guys, I believe, were already there, and he inherited them. He might have made some improvements here and there, but we now poached this guy from Philly with only really 2 seasons, maybe 1 full season as a GM. I can't remember. And now we're banking on him to turn this ship around. And at 1 and whatever we are, 0-5, 0-6, you gotta be firing Gase. And I don't even understand why he allowed Gase to stay. That wasn't your guy. You know what I mean? Fire Gase now. Allow Greg Williams to take over the team. Get another offensive guy in there, or see what this offensive guy really got without the influence of Gase. So get another offensive guy. But I don't know that we even doing the right thing here right now with Douglas, because I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. McCarthy made it clear he wants to coach the New York Jets. He's still out there. He's not working. What I would do right now as a GM who's not afraid of his ego, I would fire Gase, make plans to hire McCarthy, because this team has lacked for years and years a head coach with Super Bowl winning experience that's not far past his prime. You need somebody who's going to go in there, who's not afraid of Bill Belichick, and is going to play. That's why the Harbaughs won. That's why the Tomlins have won. That's why, you got, I'm not going to say Peterson, but Coughlin has won, because they did not give a shit about what Bill Belichick was drawing up. They stuck to their game plan. They didn't lose at the coin toss. And yet again, we have another coach who was owned in Miami by him, owned now. It's just like, and it goes back to what VP says. These rich people that most people assume are smart are fucking dumb. And I'm just sick of it. And Jets and Mets and Knicks fans are never really going to ever get anywhere until we start demanding more from our team. And that's the bottom line, man. It's fucking sickening, because we have the talent. I'm still not sold on Darnold, because even when we're winning games, even when we won games, he throws errant ass interceptions for no reason. But then again, he hasn't had any coaches that have really been able to really mold him. So okay, I'm not sold on him, but fine. I'm just tired, man. It's fucking stupid. That was a horrible shit show game. Horrible. Fucking horrible.
Yep.
You guys, VP has said it, and I agree 100%, man. These rich people think they're the smartest person in the room. Period. And that's what you're running into.
Yep. No, unfortunately.
Jerry Jones included, bastard.
Can't take it, man. Can't take it.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
So it is what it is, man. That's where we are. Who's the Thursday night game? Minnesota and is it the Giants? Thanks, guys. Thanks for helping me out there. Don't worry, I'll do the research, VP of research.
I'm looking it up right now.
Oh, okay. Who is it?
Vikings at Redskins.
Redskins. Okay. Adam Thielen is out. They've already pronounced him out. This is gonna be of course. It'll be a revenge game for Kirk Cousins. Adrian Peterson. Dog, I was listening to radio today. It said Adrian Peterson has a high ankle sprain and a low ankle sprain.
Damn.
Ankle.
Yeah, but yeah. So, who you guys got?
Vikings.
Actually, let me check the spread, because we don't make picks around here just because we know the Vikings are gonna win. But let's look at these spreads real quick. I'm not gonna be. Oh, I just got the Vikings.
We're doing NFL. We're doing Sunday work on a Wednesday here.
No, it's a prediction for Thursday. I mean, you can predict Thursday's game on Sunday if you want, but it'll be over.
Hey, that's not as bad as you saying Le'Veon pass attempts. And the motherfucker was looking at me like I was wild. Like, pass attempts,
Perception, dog.
This motherfucker was like,
Perception. It's not my fault you don't speak English.
Steve, like attempts and targets are interchangeable.
Like, come on, dog. Everybody know that.
It's the exact same thing, dog. I don't know what y'all mean. So, all right. So Minnesota's giving Washington 15 points tomorrow without Adam Thielen. It's in Minnesota, and it's Kirk Cousins at the helm. So
I'm gonna say they don't get the 15.
No,
they get the win, not the 15.
I agree.
Because this team has been playing with some heart, with some heart. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna be extra motivated to get at Kurt. And I don't see that 15 rocking. I don't see that 15 rocking.
15 points, man. If it was 13 and a half or 14, I think they cover. I think they cover 2 touchdowns. VP, what do you think?
I don't think they get beat them by 15, but I think they still win the game. But I also wonder if the spread adjusts due to the Thielen injury. Like, do they have a deadline for when they change the spread, or is like what we see today what it is?
Well, so I know the Sunday games close. I want to say Saturday night.
I think they close tonight.
Yeah, okay. So that one should. I mean, I think 15 is where it's going to come in at tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't see them doing 15. They win, but not doing 15.
Okay. Man, 15 points. I know it's at home. I'm gonna take Minnesota, man. I think Minnesota's gonna. I think. Man. Fuck. No Thielen is gonna make it rough. The thing is, I don't have any. I have no faith in Josh Norman. I think Stephon Diggs is gonna fucking torch him, without a doubt. I also have no faith in Washington's run defense, and Dalvin Cook, I think, can potentially run for 120 yards tomorrow easily. I think he can go 200 from scrimmage, with pass attempts and rushing yards together combined. So yeah, I'm gonna take Minnesota. I think Kirk Cousins is gonna come back and basically be like, well, should have signed me instead of franchising me. And what do you get? 84 million guaranteed or some shit? All guaranteed?
Yep. 84 fully guaranteed.
Yeah. So
Kirk,
I think
Kirk, like that meme I put in the chat a few weeks ago. It said Kirk Cousins is basically Andy Dalton with a better agent.
yeah, he's got something to prove, man. He definitely has something to prove.
Andy Dalton with a better agent. Wow.
Yeah, it's rough.
That's nasty. That is nasty.
That's rough, man. All right, so I think that brings us to the end of another evening of beautiful potting. And with that, as we come to a close,
I don't know that we can hear VP.
Huh?
No. you did a little Chinese kung fu joint, and I didn't know we couldn't hear you again.
Got him with the okie doke.
He was like,
so all right, VP, give us your words of wisdom.
Before we
man.
do that though,
no, don't do it. Don't give us your words of wisdom.
You gotta shout out the
that's what I meant to do, man.
You gotta shout out our guy that
don't
yeah, I mean,
yeah, definitely. I meant to do it at the beginning, so I apologize that I let it come to the end. But as you can see, the Castworthy podcast has.
If he's really our guy, he's gonna listen to the end anyway.
Yeah, but not everyone's gonna listen to the end. He'll listen to the end.
I know, but we're foul. We're
once they hear the way y'all talk about niggas sucking dick.
Just lost him.
Sorry.
Hey, TJ, I know you listening to the end. You can at me on IG.
Yeah, man. So we got a new look, as you can see. We got a new logo. We got a new intro video. We got our little background art. All thanks to my homie DJ Obi. That is on on Instagram at DJ_Obi OBI. He's a local DJ here in Orlando. And he's very supportive of the pod, so we're very supportive of him as well. Does great work. Book him for weddings, for family events, sweet 16s, quinceañeras.
Clearly for what do you call it? Graphics.
Yeah, graphics. I mean, you can get in contact with us and DM us directly, and we can put you in contact with them, get you quotes, whatever it is that it looks like, and we can get you some logo help if you need it for a business that you'll be starting or something that you've already started and you just need some logo assistance. But
shout out.
Yeah, big up DJ Obi. We appreciate you, and thank you very much for the support. Hitting us up on the Instagram and sharing and promoting and all out of the goodness of your heart. So we definitely appreciate that, and it takes a real one because there's not many out there. 100 on that. So now, without further ado, because I'm looking forward to see with this new look, I know the VP of research done fluffed up his ending. Don't try to act like your mic is muted neither.
Man. Hey, all right, everybody. Listen, like we always tell you, life is about choices. We're glad you made that choice to rock with us on the Castworthy podcast. We appreciate each and every one of you for listening. Again, like Steve said, shout out DJ Obi for hooking us up with the new logo. definitely, if you're in the local area, give them a shout, book them for your weddings, quinceañeras, your bar mitzvahs, whatever your music needs are. We definitely appreciate you using your talents for us. Again, folks, you can find us on any of our social media at Castworthy, on Instagram at Castworthy_podcast. And we definitely appreciate you rocking with us. Don't forget to like, follow, comment, and share on social media. And we'll talk to you next time. Peace.
Peace.
Peace out.